Well, of course, Noel, we have given out a very strong message in this campaign. This is a European election and Europe matters to us, and we want the result in this election to reflect the balance in Northern Ireland. So we want a Unionist to go back to Europe as the #1 voice in Northern Ireland, speaking for Northern Ireland in Europe, connected to that strong team at Westminster, at Stormont and in local council.
So you deal with everything else
very
except
important.
Europe.
We deal with Europe, of course we deal with
Two
Europe.
pages. There's 4 pages on policing and justice.
We have said clearly from the beginning of this election campaign, our priority is to make sure that a Unionist wins the election. The only way that we can do that is by voting DUP, and then to ensure that 2 Unionist seats are returned by transferring those votes to other Unionists. And of course, we have also said that we have a set of priorities in Europe. We want to go to Europe to talk for our business people, for agriculture, for our fishermen. We are a party standing firmly here in Northern Ireland, not linked to a GB manifesto like others in this election, which would see and which advocates a cut in the budget to agriculture.
We're talking about your party,
about the
we're talking about what you are, not what you're not.
Trade, which would allow other
You've made beating
into
Sinn
our
Féin
economy.
one of your biggest priorities. It's number 4 on this list of priorities, actually. Why would it be such a disaster if Sinn Féin topped the poll?
Well, I'm a Unionist, Noel. I want to see Unionism win, and that is why we are making this a very, very big issue. In all that we are doing...
But you still win a seat even if you don't come top of the poll,
and of course, who wants Gerry Adams with his hand on Barbara de Bruyne's shoulder, strutting the world stage, saying that they speak for Northern Ireland? You know, in 2004, others said that this was important, that it would be a disaster from Northern Ireland. They have moved. We remain the same. We want Unionism to win the election.
But it won't make a jot of difference to day-to-day life in Northern Ireland if Sinn Féin top the poll. You know that. I mean, there's going to be 3 MEPs, come what may.
Well, of course it will, Noel. We don't want Unionism to be marginalised, to be sidelined. We don't want that demoralisation of Unionism. Unionism under the DUP...
But they'll only be demoralised if you tell them they'll be demoralised.
Unionism under the DUP is stronger and more confident than it has ever been. Unionism has its hands on the levers of power, and Unionism is central to the decision-making in Northern Ireland, not like under direct rule, where we were marginalised and sidelined.
Would still be the same way if you came second in the poll.
But it's important that we reflect the balance in Northern Ireland. And that balance clearly is that Unionism has a majority here, and we need to reflect that balance, and we want to help other Unionists to get elected. So if you've got 2 Unionists elected and Sinn Féin and they top the poll, it wouldn't make any difference because it would still be 2 to 1. It is very important. I've said it. From when I was selected as a candidate, I said it on my nomination day, I'm saying it to you tonight. It is absolutely important that Unionism is in the lead, and the only way Unionism can be in the lead in Northern Ireland is for Unionists to come out and vote for the DUP and then transfer their votes to other Unionists.
To whom? To Jim Allister or to
Oh, very clearly
Nicholson?
we are leaving that to the electorate. We want Unionism to win the election. Unionism will win the election by voting for the DUP and make sure that 2 Unionists are elected by transferring those votes. The lessons are clear.
So you don't mind, you're not making any recommendation?
We are not making, we are saying to Unionists to vote 1 DUP and then for other Unionists in order of their choice.
Although you do talk about voices wanting to plunge Northern Ireland back into crisis. Is that an allusion to Jim Allister?
Well, you know, Noel, you might want to make Jim Allister the focus of this election, and indeed Jim Allister might want to be the focus of this election. We are saying
manifesto.
No, we are saying strongly in this election that the focus of our battle is with Sinn Féin, and we have not deviated from that. And others may attack us, and I must say that one of the saddest things in this election has been the very strident attacks from other Unionists. We have not done that. We are here focused on winning for Unionism, and that is what we intend to do. And right across Northern Ireland, as we speak tonight, Noel, there are teams of DUP canvassers out there talking to people on the doorsteps and encouraging them to come out and make sure that unionism
you're
is strong.
accused of hypocrisy. You're in partnership government with Sinn Féin by day and castigating them on the doorsteps at night.
Well, certainly that is not the case in any sense. You know, we will work
Well, it is.
with those who
you
work...
You said here how important it is that you top the poll,
Yes,
so that
because
the right message is sent out.
Yes, because I'm a unionist. I want unionism to win. I don't suspect that Martin McGuinness has changed his spots either. He's still a Republican. I want unionism to win. I know that my party at Stormont is making their unionist credentials central to everything that is going on. And look what the pundits are saying. Some of them are saying 5-0 to the DUP.
What do you mean 5-0 to the DUP?
Winning the battles. If it were a game of football, it would be 5-0 to the DUP.
Well, Martin
Winning
McGuinness points out that daily reality for you is power sharing with Sinn Féin, joint First Minister with Sinn Féin and involvement in All Ireland Ministerial Council with Sinn Féin on a daily basis. That is the reality.
Noel, does anyone believe that Sinn Féin's agenda of a united Ireland by 2016 is on the cards? Not even Republicans believe it. And they don't believe it because the DUP is setting the agenda. And today I said, you know, not only is 2016 out of the way, we're building for 2021 when we will celebrate 100 years of Northern Ireland and lay the foundations for the next 100 years.
But you are in power-sharing government with Sinn Féin. You said that would never happen. Many things have come to pass that you said would not happen. So you are guilty of hypocrisy.
Not at all. We have brought Republicans onto ground that they thought that they would never be on.
As they have with you. Others have with you.
Others have said, Noel, and others allowed Republicans into government when they didn't decommission, when they didn't support the police, when they didn't do any of these things. We have brought Republicans onto ground that they never thought they would be on, and we haven't finished. Where is the Sinn Féin agenda? Where is the Irish Language Act? Where is the Irish Language Commissioner? Where are the 7 super councils? They are not here because the DUP has been out to thwart that Sinn Féin agenda, and we
Some
will
would say
keep
those are
on
minor
fighting
issues
to do
compared
that.
to the fact that you are in government with Sinn Féin.
We have work to do for the people of Northern Ireland. We have work to do in providing good governance for Northern Ireland.
Right.
We will
let's
not be running away from anyone.
Okay. Will you work with Sinn Féin in Europe if they get a seat and you get a seat?
When I go down to the council...
Just answer the question, please. You need to turn to Europe because we don't have much time left.
When I go down to the council, I don't run away because Sinn Féin is there. We don't do that in Stormont.
Will you actively work with Barbara
run
Brune
away
if she wins a seat and you win a seat?
And I won't run away in Europe.
What does that mean, you won't run away?
I will work with those who are willing to work in the best interests of Northern Ireland.
And do you include Barbara de Brune in that?
Well, if I have a meeting and Barbara de Brune is there working in the best interests of Northern Ireland, I will not be stayed from going to the meeting to represent my people.
Would you seek her? Would you design joint strategies for furthering the interests of the people of Northern Ireland?
Well, the DUP has its own strategy and the DUP will work with that strategy. And if others want to work with us and those are in the best interest of Northern Ireland, then we will work with them. But we are focused, Noel. We are focused on winning for unionism in this election, in Stormont, in Westminster and in Europe.
Dynasty politics. Is it good for politics to have another Dodds in an elected position?
No, this is really an old chestnut, which clearly is a thin disguise for no woman need apply. I stand before the electorate. I don't stand as anybody else other than as Diane Dodds, and the electorate will make the decision in relation to that. And there are some...
But in general, as a principle, do you think it has any influence? Do you think it limits the democracy that we enjoy?
It's about the ability to do the job, Noel. It is completely about the ability to do the job, no matter whose wife you are, nor anything else.
Or whose husband you are, of course. It's not a sexist point at all.
In this election, some have made it quite a sexist issue.
Not.
Some have said, I employ my wife and my daughter. But they're not in an elected role, so therefore it's wrong to allow your wife to be out in an elected role. I have a right as a woman, to put myself before the electorate. My party have supported me in that. My husband has supported me in that. And the electorate will choose.
Okay. Diane Dodds, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.